you ever dreamed of being a detective who goes around solving mysteries? Here's your chance to make that dream come true. These 10 riddles with answers are the perfect way to live out your dream of being a detective. You will find the answers to the riddles after each question. He entered his house and was about to hang up his coat when he heard his wife shout, "No, John! Don't do it!" There was a shot and he could hear his wife fall down. When he entered the kitchen, he saw his wife and the gun lying on the floor. There was a police officer, a doctor, and a lawyer standing next to her. Who killed the man's wife and how did the man know who it was? The man knew it was the police officer, who had his name, John, on his badge. Goes to her friend Mara's house, on a wintry evening only to find her dead. When the police learn about the incident they question Anna about how she found out. Anna says that she knocked on the door and rang the bell repeatedly. Since the light was on in one of the rooms, Anna knew Mara must be home and decided to look through the window. The windows were frozen, so she breathed on the iced glass, and that's when she noticed Mara's body on the floor. The police suspects Anna as the murderer. Why? Anna could not have possibly gotten a clear view of the room from outside, as both sides of the glass would be frozen, so she could not have seen inside. The chemist was murdered in his own lab. The only evidence was a piece of paper that had the names of chemical substances written on it. The substances were nickel, carbon, oxygen, lanthanum, and sulfur. The chemist only had 3 people come by his lab on the day of the murder: fellow scientist Claire, his nephew Nicholas, his wife, and his friend Mark. The police arrested the murderer right away. How did they know who it was? There was a very obvious clue on the piece of paper. If you combine the abbreviations of the chemical substances on the paper, you'll get a name: Nicholas. A serial killer kidnapped 5 different people and sat them down each with 2 pills in their hand and a glass of water. He told them each to take 1 pill but warned them that one was poisonous and the other was harmless. Whichever pill the victim didn't take, the serial killer would take. Every victim somehow chose the poisonous pill and died. How did the serial killer get them all to take the poisonous pill? Fell for it. Neither of the pills was poisonous. The poison was in the water that all the victims used to swallow their pills. A woman was in court for killing her husband. She said she wasn't guilty and that she dearly missed him. In the closing statement, the woman's lawyer stands up and says, the husband was just missing. Everyone looks at the doors. He's going to walk through them in about 30 seconds. The entire jury stares at the doors waiting for this woman's husband to walk through the doors. The lawyer and the woman stare at the jury. The lawyer concludes by saying, "See, if you were so sure she killed her husband, you wouldn't be watching that door." The jury immediately gave a guilty verdict. Why? The woman was watching the jury and not the doors because she knew that her husband wouldn't walk through them because she had killed him. If she has really missed him like she said, she would have been watching the doors. On a dark, stormy night, a man who owned a casino invited some friends for a visit. The men all placed their money on the table right before the lights went out. When the lights came back on, the money was gone. The owner wanted to discover who stole the money. So, he put a rooster in an old rusty bucket. He told everyone to get in line and touch the bucket one at a time when he turned the lights off. He said that the rooster would crow when the robber touched it. After everyone touched it, the rooster hadn't crowed. Then the man told everyone to hold out their hands. After examining all the hands, he pointed out who the robber was. How did he know who stole the money? The bucket was rusty, so whoever touched it would have rust on their hands. The robber didn't touch the bucket, because he was afraid the rooster would crow if he did so. Therefore, he was the only one whose hands weren't rusty. A famous killer told the police that he plans to kill someone in the one place you can't see the Eiffel Tower from in Paris. How did the police catch the killer? The police caught him inside the Eiffel Tower.